goes to Josh Robbins.
Evan, good morning or good afternoon. I think they might be muted. Anyway, your team is probably going to be considered a very heavy underdog in the playoff series. Is that a source of motivation for you and your teammates? And is that the kind of thing that ticks you guys off?
I think it's more an individual question. I don't think it is extra motivation for me, at least. I mean, we are the underdogs. It's just the truth. It doesn't mean we're not going to fight, as hard as we can to win and do damage. But, I mean, we all know that Milwaukee is a great team. They have the best record in the league, and it doesn't really matter. We were the underdogs last year, and, we fought like hell, and we got game one. So, it's going to be a game-to-game mentality, and I think we've learned a lot from last year.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Yeah, Evan, how are you feeling first off? And then on top of that, when you look at Milwaukee, what do they do extremely well? I mean, we obviously know they're a powerhouse, but when they're at their best, what are they doing extremely well?
When they're at their best, they turn you over, they run, and they get a transition basket. They have Giannis, who's a monster in the paint, and he's surrounded with shooters. And they have the best defense in the league, so we're going to have to be crisp offensively.
Philip Rossman-Reich.
Hey, Evan, obviously heading back into the playoffs, what lessons did you learn or do you reflect on from last year's performance as you guys get a second crack at this?
That you get, well, first of all, the intensity of each and every game. Toronto started game one playing their game, and they just elevated game after game. And they've definitely learned from each and every game, and they've made adjustments, small ones, but still adjustments. And I think that was the key, really for last year, just in-game adjustments and the intensity from each game. Crazy.
Steve McGargy, AP.
I'm just wondering, with all the injuries y'all have had since you got back to the bubble, how tough is it going to be getting in peak form for the start of the playoffs with all the guys you've had out here and there while at Disney?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Just with all the guys you've had out with injuries, illnesses at the end of these seeding games, how tough will it be to be at peak form when the playoffs start, when everything kind of needs everything?
I mean, that's not ideal for sure, but what can we do? We're going to fight with what we have, and we're going to give everything. There's nothing else to say, really. We're going to give everything.
Back to Josh Robbins.
Evan, how are you feeling? And do you think you'll be at your best when the playoffs start on Monday or Tuesday?
I'm feeling better. Thanks, Josh. And, I have a few days, I think 4 days, to really get ready for game one. So, I'm really going to focus on my rest, my rehab, my rest, get my sleep in, and I should be all right.
What is a slip in?
Slip in. It's
Sleep.
when you sleep in.
Yeah, but it's sleeps, not slip.
Get out of here, Montenegro.
Philip Rossman-Reich.
With all that being said, what have you done to kind of stay engaged with the team? Stay in shape a little bit. What have you done to kind of keep up and stay mentally prepared for postseason?
Just be around the team. be around the team, being like meetings, and I mean, just do everything regular, just not playing and be on the court. So yeah, the usual.
Dan Savage.
Evan, with the injuries and the illnesses, it does mean extended playing time for guys like BJ, Vic Law, Melvin Frazier Jr., who haven't necessarily seen extended minutes. What does this playing time mean for them? And have you, tried in any way to help those guys along as they see extended action?
Well, I mean, it's like every time it's next man up mentality, and these guys have been practicing well, paying attention. So if they do get injured in the game, I mean, they know what they're supposed to do, and I think tonight's game is going to be a good practice for them.
Back to Josh Robbins.
Evan, in terms of the highlights of your NBA career, where did the thrill of being in the playoffs last year and being a major part of that team rank for you?
It was fun. I mean, playing the playoffs was fun. That I really have that image in my mind in game one where, it was just before tip-off and, you can look around the Scotiabank Arena and, it was all red and it was let's go Raptors, let's go Raptors. I mean, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I can't rank it. Sorry.
Anything else for Evan Fournier? We have one more minute. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, have you been, with this illness you've been facing, how much have you been able to shoot over the last 5 days or whatever it's been?
0. I had no activity whatsoever.
Anything else for Evan? Okay, thanks, Ev.